Wednesday. It is the 21st of May. Can you believe that? Here we are. This is Wayne Goldsboro Television. Hello. Hope you're doing well today. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Bess. Good morning. Glad to have you with us.
So happy to be here, and happy you're there too.
Are you happy this morning?
I'm happy. Go on now. Oh yeah. Today is Red Cross Founders Day.
Oh wow.
And
what year do you know?
A long time ago.
Oh,
that's
there we go.
something, 18 or 19 something. I think it was 18.
Mr. Trivia? Oh my gosh, I can't believe you don't know that.
I know. This one got right by me. It's also End of the World Day.
Oh, okay.
Happy day to you too.
Enjoy.
Yes. Well, the whole idea, that was put together so people could have a party.
Was that what it was?
It was End of the World Party Day.
Okay.
Or Rapture Party Day. That's what that's
Always
all about.
looking a reason to have a party,
sure,
right?
Why not?
All right.
Why not? Ooh, a leaf fell from the tree. Let's have a party. Oh boy.
Well, tell us who's on the show today. I know you spoke with him recently.
I did. Dr. Stephen Peters, the head psychologist at Cherry Hospital, is on the program today. And I found this to be an extremely interesting topic. We're going to talk about dreams and dreaming.
Oh, I've always wondered about that.
Yeah.
Why do you dream? What causes them? Why do we not remember them? Why do we remember some? I have lots of dream questions.
You know what? He touches on all of that.
I should meet with him and talk with him about that.
You should meet with him or listen to the show because it's going to...
Is he going to answer most of my questions?
He will answer almost all of those questions, yeah.
Excellent.
As I recall. And very interesting, and he is so smart. He's so knowledgeable
he is.
about a lot of things, and he's a good friend of the station here. We're happy to have him with us. And he'll be on talking today about dreams. That's in fact our entire program.
Wonderful.
Very interesting. In fact, we could have gone for a couple of hours talking about things like that.
Really?
Yeah. It was so interesting, and he brought up a lot of good points and explained a lot of things.
Well, I'll have to watch myself.
I know.
And listen up.
Well,
today is the farmers market out at Herman Park.
Oh boy.
All day long today. We've got, my goodness, a lot of vendors this year. A tremendous amount of vendors. Yes, we do. We've had more and more join in, and we also offer the Saturday morning downtown at Center Street at Cornerstone Commons. We offer the 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock on Saturdays.
Yeah.
But every Wednesday through this fall, we'll have the farmers market out at Herman Park. We want you to head on out there.
I'm so excited.
I know you are.
I love the farmers market.
Yes, you do.
We have coming up, speaking of Red Cross, we have Community Day coming up on May 31st at Wayne Community College. And that will be with presentations by the Goldsboro Police Department. That's your guys.
Yes, it is.
Wayne County Sheriff's Office. That's my guys.
Yes, it is. Woohoo for both of them.
Goldsboro and Wayne County Fire Departments will be there. And Red Cross of Wayne County, of course. There'll be lots of food, lots of fun, lots of music, lots of amusements, inflatables, crafts, vendors, and more. Also, in addition to all that, the Ride for the Red gets underway. That's with Glenn Barnes and his motorcycles and everybody. If you ride a motorcycle, you do not have to be a member of an organization of any kind. If you enjoy motorcycling, you can become a part of this ride. Ride for the Red. It costs you $20 per rider.
How do you register?
Well, you register by going to the Red Cross at 11 a.m. on Saturday, the day of the event.
Okay.
And you register from 11 until 12:30. Stands go up, kickstands go up at 1 o'clock, and then you boogie on out across Wayne County. There's a bunch of miles, a lot of fun, and there's a lot of people. And part of the fun of riding a motorcycle is riding in a group.
Yeah, traveling together.
It's just a lot of fun. And I mean, motorcycling in itself is a lot of fun. But they're going to take some of the country roads, county roads, and
they're just staying in Wayne County?
Yeah, just going to stay in Wayne, and it's going to be beautiful. And it's $20 per bike and $10 per co-rider. So if there's one person on a bike, it's $20. And if you have someone riding with you, it's another $10. And this money goes to the Red Cross. This is a fundraiser for the Red Cross. Saturday, May 31st, and I hope you're able to be there.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Well, tomorrow night, Thursday, May the 22nd, is open mic night at the Arts Council of Wayne County. Let's see, it's from 7 to 9. They want you to join them. They'll have all kinds of refreshments. It's a time for anyone who has some type of artistic ability to get up, share the stage with others, or stand alone. And they can read poems, they can sing, they can recite.
Shakespeare. There you go.
Exactly. Whatever you so choose, that is your time to have a few minutes in the spotlight. Open mic night.
I thinks that I shall never see a poem lovely as a tree.
Ooh, maybe not. Maybe not. Let's don't share that one.
That is so poetic.
Yeah, maybe not.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe
not.
Okay. Okay. Roses are red, violets are blue. I hate poems. Okay. Coming up on May 22nd. Okay,
Yes.
very quickly because we're getting the high sign here. May 22nd, The Anonymous People is a feature documentary film. It's going to be shown at Wayne County Public Library. On the 22nd, starts at 6 p.m. It's a documentary film about the 23 million Americans living in recovery from addiction to alcohol and drugs. Anyway, that's going to be on May 22nd, 6 p.m. at the Wayne County Public Library. We'll mention that again before we go there because that's tomorrow.
Yes, it is.
All right, we'll talk about it.
Well, let's go find out about some dreams.
Let's do that. And our guest in the studio, we're always happy to welcome Dr. Steve Peters, the head of psychology at Cherry Hospital.
Hey, thank you, Wayne.
Man, how you doing?
Hey, doing well. Always good to be here.
Always great to have you in the studio
indeed.
with us there, Steve.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you again. Things going well at Cherry?
We are.
The new building coming along?
New building's coming along. I was there about 3 weeks ago, and they've made a lot of progress. Some of the little things yet to be worked out, small stuff, but there's a lot of it. It's a large building,
It is
a large
large.
hospital, but I think we're down the home stretch. We still might be looking at the end of the year, even possibly even early next year.
Right.
But at least we're seeing daylight. So we're gonna be in that building. We're gonna be able to provide the services there, and we're really excited about it.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a beautiful facility, and it's big. It's a major undertaking.
Oh, it is.
Major, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, I think
It's
so.
going to be great. Now, I want to talk today about, and I gave you a heads up on this so you had time to think about it. Normally, you just walk in and sit down.
And we just talk.
And we just
two,
talk.
Two friends talking.
That's it, exactly. But I wanted to get information and talk to you about dreams.
Yeah.
Dreams is so, everybody dreams, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody.
And whether you remember that you do, or what kind of recall you have of your dreams, you might have some recall, you may not so much, but probably having some dream activity is probably going on all the time for most people.
Where does it physically, where does the dream start, begin, or continue in the brain?
Sure. It's probably, the very back of your brain is what we call the visual cortex. That's your projector. That's your TV screen. So even your optic nerves back into the back of your brain, is sort of your optical cortex. And so that area is probably where a lot of this visual activity goes on. What's really important to think about when we're talking about dreaming is just the whole idea of being asleep and what an active, busy process that is. We think about being conscious and going through our lives, and then when we relax and we're going to sleep, well, there's nothing going on.
Right.
Well, there's tons of activity going on.
Really?
Yeah.
So while you're sleeping, your brain is still working.
Oh, and even physically, our bodies are doing tons of things, all kinds of repair work. A lot of times I'm thinking about, how do you explain this?
Yeah.
It's like we think about, when we sleep, it's like putting the car in the garage at night.
Yeah.
And you just put it in park, close the door, and you leave it sit there.
Right.
It's more like pulling into a NASCAR garage.
Oh.
That's the better example.
Oh, okay.
As soon as you pull in there, as soon as you turn it off, tons of things start happening.
Right. The hood goes up.
Hood goes up.
Wheels come off.
And we're digging through that motor.
Yeah.
And so it's restorative. And there's some maintenance that's got to go on when we're sleeping. It's cell work, it's muscle work, endocrine, hormone-wise, brain activity-wise.
Restorative. You're replenishing. You're resting.
Yes, but
things
rebuilding.
Rebuilding.
We're fixing some things. Some of the things we burn out during the day, when we put it in the shop at night, we have to fix some things.
So that's why, for lack of a better idea, theoretically, you're more rested, you're more alert when you awake.
Yeah. Some repairs were made. You feel it.
You feel better.
Yeah.
Your brain is faster and working faster. You're able to think better.
Yeah.
Rather than as compared to later in the afternoon when you're not as quick.
And we've got the wear and tear of the day.
Yeah.
And we need to get it back into the garage and fix a few things again. And a lot of studies about sleep deprivation And so, or if you have a job, or if you're in the military and you're in a zone where you have to not sleep for a few days, there's a toll it takes on you. You can become very disoriented, and things start falling apart if you go too far without sleep. And so it's an interesting issue about how we need sleep and how active sleeping is.
So as we are sleeping, we are dreaming, and it's not
That's
just
right.
humans. And everybody, I guess, has seen the video of the dogs running
Oh,
in the sleep.
sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Running for that squirrel
Yeah,
or whatever.
whatever.
They never talk to us about what they're dreaming about.
They never tell us that.
Yeah.
But you're dreaming, and it begins in the back of your head, in the back of the brain area.
Right.
And does that mean that if there is a brain injury to that part of the head, does that mean that it could affect your dreaming?
And it most likely would, at least in terms of your experience of it. There's probably a lot going on, dream activity that's of that nature, but you may not have that conscious experience of it. As if, hey, I remember I dreamed I went over to so-and-so's last. And so you may not have that kind of recall ability. The interesting thing about dreams, and we've been, psychology and mental health, we've been looking at dream and dream activity now. Sigmund Freud was the big, kind of the father of dream interpretation.
Yes.
What is this going on when we have dreams? And what we kind of know for a fact is that most of what we dream is what we call day residue. We're just sort of walking through the day, remembering some things, and you're just sort of trying to make sense out of what we've just gone through, maybe anticipating a little bit, and you're just sort of, it's just the day in the life of, and a little bit of review work.
Okay.
And that's what we call day residue, and it doesn't seem like it amounts for much, but it's just, we're kind of just rehashing the day and thinking about what we experienced.
Okay.
And the other part of dream
Yeah.
kind of falls into two main categories. It's wishes, and that's kind of the classic interpretation of dreams. When we say, well, I had a dream, and this is a dream come true, if we think of it as the wishful part of it.
Okay.
It's something a desire, something I've long been looking forward to, a goal of ours.
I dream I won the lottery.
Yeah, I dream. And so your dreams are wish fulfillment.
Okay.
The other kind of category we have, it's actually closely related, is fears. Things that we're desperately afraid of.
I wanted to get into that too.
And what you see often, and we think about this more commonly in children, is when we have nightmares. Because the fears are so strong, and we can't quite moderate that big, mean, aggressive dragon. And so it's upsetting and might actually waken you up. But dreams, besides day residue, tend to fall in those two categories. A wish and kind of wish fulfillment stuff, or fear. The other thing we have to think about is all of this is done sort of at a symbolic, representative level. So you dreamed you were walking in a park with your dog. Well, that may or may not have been, your dog may have, it may have represented something else. That companionship or the friendship you had. So you might be thinking, gosh, I'm going to go over and talk to a good friend of mine. And we're going to get together and have a little barbecue, and you're looking forward to it. It's kind of a wish. I'm excited about it. But now I had a dream about a little dog I had one time. Well, you're just sort of processing that companionship. You weren't really thinking about the little dog you had when you were little, but what does that dog mean to you? It was some of that warm companionship. What does warm companionship have to do with your life now? Oh, I'm going to go see a good friend of mine. Oh, and so there's where that dream sort of played out.
But is it true that that is to me, I hear more of that where an object or another thing represents something.
Yes, yes.
That happens more often than not, I would think.
Because it's all symbolic.
And yeah, exactly. It's symbolic. It's the symbols that that people are seeing.
Yes.
Dreams mean things.
Yes.
Just as words do.
Yes.
Words mean things, but so do dreams. Dreams mean things. Now, and of course, there are some people who take dreams literally.
Yes.
You certainly can't do that.
Probably not.
Yeah.
While some day residue might be just, hey, you're gonna go buy a new car, so you dreamed about that car the next night or something.
Well, you might want that to happen.
Yeah, and so it might have just be kind of that literal,
Yeah.
but probably not very often. You're not going to see that much. More likely, it is sort of a symbol of something else, or it represents. You know, I think about dreams. It's sort of like making a movie, and you're the director,
Okay.
you're the producer,
Okay.
and you're the actors. You're totally in charge of it. It's your movie.
Wow, I want
It's
to
your
give myself
dream.
a raise here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do anything you want to in a dream.
Wow.
Now, some of it might upset you,
Yeah.
and some of it might make you happy and be pleasurable,
But you're in control,
but
right?
you're in control of it.
Oh, okay.
And so, the idea that it's sort of like it's your mind's way. This is kind of how I really think about it. It's like it's your mind's way of trying to figure out something. You know, there's some things that I'm trying to figure out in my life. Should I do this? Should I do that? Here's an opportunity, or should I make these decisions? And I might be struggling with it. Well, I can't think about that all the time. But at night, well, we get back to it, and we
Yeah.
start symbolically getting back to, well, what decision are you going to make? Here's the advantages, here's the disadvantages. So we're making some decisions, and then when you wake up the next morning, maybe you've kind of thought, you know what, I think I know what I'm going to do.
Okay, and you're able to do this as you're sleeping.
Yeah,
During your dream.
and you may not realize
Yeah.
that was what the dream was about. It was just a combination of different things. But when the next day or so you realize, I think I've come to a decision point. Well, how did you get there? You just think, well, I was thinking about it at work, and I talked to some friends about it. Well, it might have been also, in addition, some of that time you spent dreaming.
Right.
And that your brain kind of did some problem solving and kind of reviewed some of the ideas. And maybe in a symbolic way that you may or may not remember, but probably did some thinking about it. It's another way of thinking over things in our lives that we're perplexed about, or we're a little maybe distressed about, or we're not so sure about. In your dream time, you can kind of work out some of those issues.
So this is while you're in a restoring place. Your
Right.
brain is resting. And you're able to broaden your ideas while you're sleeping, and you may not even be aware of this.
That's right. But you're thinking it over, you're mulling it over, and probably again at that symbolic kind of level. So the things that you may recall aren't exactly, you're not working on what you think you're working on.
Right.
But it's sort of a kind of a cool thing that your mind can do.
Yeah.
It knows what to do.
At what point during the sleep process is the optimum time to be dreaming, or is there such a thing?
There is, because it's that. For most people, it seems like it's like that. It's like we think about a 90-minute cycle, sleep cycle. You know, you're not just flatlining when you're asleep. You're kind of at a more restful state, and then you go into a deeper sleep, and then that bottom. The deepest sleep we call REM, rapid eye movement, because your eyes underneath your eyelids can be kind of twitching and moving. During that cycle, the deep part of your sleep is probably when you're dreaming, during REM sleep. And so it's interesting that some folks can kind of take a nap during the day, and if it's 20 minutes, you don't have time to get into the rest of that cycle. And so those of us that don't nap very well, I have to get to my 90 minutes, you know?
Right.
20 minutes is not doing me much good.
You're not a nap person.
You know, I'm not a nap person.
Okay.
But it seems like you need sort of that 90-minute cycle.
Okay.
That's pretty consistent, you know, give or take a little bit of time.
So during a 7 or 8 hour night of sleep, then you're going to hit that 90-minute segment several times. So you could have several dreams in there.
Sure. And while most likely what you'll recall most is that last one.
The last one.
Yeah, because the other ones have come and gone, come and gone, come and gone. But whatever you were at the last is probably what you might have some conscious recollection of.
Our fellow here in the studio, Donald, had mentioned earlier before you came in about lucid dreams, where a person actually has control over what they're dreaming or how they're dreaming.
Yeah, that's a popular topic nowadays. In terms of some exercises one can try to exert some control over, a little more conscious control of kind of what goes on in a dream or sort of the nature of the dream.
Right.
You try to think about a particular topic, maybe a particular issue or challenge, and see if you can influence your dream that way. Some people at least report that they have some success with that. Vast majority of people will tell you they had no luck with it doing that. And so I think there's some individual variability. I think it does take work. It's a practice, trying those techniques, and then maybe having some success. But that is sort of a hot topic now, to have some conscious control. A lot of it probably does depend on the issues that dream is that you're working on, and so you might have some success that way.
That's very interesting. I'd like to see if any work is done on that, any research is done, the people who have these dreams or have the ability to dream in that manner, what their background is, where they went to school, if they came from a broken home or a not so broken home, if they have siblings, what they had for breakfast.
Yeah, what are the personality attributes and traits of a person that has more success with that versus what are those attributes of somebody that can't really do that? You know, does that tell us something about the person?
Then can you take those traits, put them in someone who has not had those traits, and then they in turn teach them
to have more of that?
But the question is, why would we want to do that? You know, who cares? I mean,
Well, we're all different. You know, that's the interesting thing as when we think about human beings and human behavior, that we all have our own ways. We all have our own personalities and needs and struggles and wants and desires. And how we navigate through our life, what kind of success we can have, certainly dreaming plays a big part in that and helps us work out those issues. But we all probably do it in a different way.
So any advice to anyone who may have trouble with their dreams, such as nightmares, anything they can
well, the main thing is getting sleep. That's probably one of the biggest issues we have in healthcare at all right now, is that this kind of sleep hygiene, the importance of being able to sleep. And most Americans are not sleeping enough.
How much is enough?
Probably 8 or 9 hours.
For the average person.
For the average person. And so some people may say, well, I only need 5 or 6, or hey, I don't really need to sleep, I can get 3 or 4 and I'm okay. Well, and you might be able to for a while, but it's probably at some cost to you. Well, I could get my car in the garage and we can change that out and take care of this work in just a few minutes. Well, maybe, but did you check this? Did you check, you know, you might be skipping some things.
Oh, you want the super service.
Yeah, you want the total package.
Total package.
The deluxe model.
Not just a quick.
So to really sleep and to get a little more sleep, it's not I can get by with. But you'd be better off if you really slept more, probably closer to 8 hours, 7 or 8 anyway.
So work on solving your problems and getting rid of those issues and eat right, and then try to get a good night's sleep.
So by the afternoon, it's time to switch to decaf. You know, drinks, beverages that aren't so caffeinated. The hour or two before, not so much the big bowl of chili. Some things like that that might be challenging on you. To sort of keep it. Televisions and things in the bedroom. A lot of folks say, you know, reserve the bedroom for that quiet time and not have technology there. The more you have a routine, that at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever works for you, kind of have that as your schedule. Kind of live that structured, orderly program.
You have to train yourself, is that it?
There's some training and some discipline about
discipline,
it.
exactly.
Yeah. Now, perhaps there's no need to go to bed at a certain time. And you know, folks that we know who work shift work,
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah, it is. Very tough.
And more often than not, we do see places that have shift work, but you're not just always on third shift. You're not always on second or first, but they rotate to make it
that's
fair
tough.
to everybody.
Right.
Because not first shift is nice. Well, that's not fair. Let's make everybody do this rotation, so everybody is
Well, you know,
equally disrupted.
Law enforcement and firefighters come to mind
kind of do
in that regard.
right?
They have to do that.
So it's kind of challenging
Yeah.
to how you manage the shift work,
Yeah.
and can you really get used to it? And some folks adapt to it better than others, but it's pretty taxing on people, and to that is sort of what not to do. We want that regular sleep habit.
Okay. Wow. A lot to think and dream about.
A lot
as
to dream
matter.
about.
Yes, there you go.
Right.
Dr. Steve Peters, our guest today. He is the head of psychology at Cherry Hospital. Steve, always good to see you.
Hey, thank you, Wayne.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
indeed.
I was only kidding about the poetry. I like poetry. I really
You love
do.
poetry, don't
Sure
you?
I do.
Of course you do.
I don't love it, but
Oh,
well, maybe I do a little bit. Okay. Okay.
you love it, Wayne.
Okay, I do. Okay.
Love it.
Okay. Except I'm not a fan of Longfellow's.
Okay.
there, I just-
well,
I'm
and
just-
everybody's
there you go.
entitled to their opinion.
All right, okay. Well, he bent the truth a little bit. I mean, he
Did
took a
he?
lot of poetic license, no pun intended, with the Paul Revere thing.
Okay.
You know, listen, my children, and you shall hear, and blah blah blah.
You do know some poetry, my friend.
Well,
You do.
From the shores of Gitchigumi.
by the shores of Gitchigumi. No, we don't want to go there either.
Lord have mercy.
Let's see. Go ahead. Your turn.
Well, I wanted to remind you all, if you are looking something interesting or an arts camp for your child, the Arts Council of Wayne County has a long list. They have brochures that, seriously, every week they have a different topic that is going on and is taught by a different instructor. I mean, we have instructors from all over Wayne County, from Beth Hill to James Daniels to Sarah Merritt to, I can't read that, what does that one say?
Uli.
Uli Shepherd,
Uli Shepherd.
Timothy Cavanaugh, Amy Kennedy, James Belleville. I mean, every week there's a different instructor on
Wow.
different types of art.
How about
If you are interested, give them a call at 736-3300, Arts Council of Wayne County. Registration's open now.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, we already talked about the Ride for the Red. That's
Yes,
coming
we
up
did.
on May 31st. Now, don't forget that.
Yes.
All right. Don't forget also on May 31st, if you have a youngster who's interested in aviation,
Oh, yeah,
there
that's
is
nice.
going to be a big event at the Wayne County, County Jetport Regional Executive Jetport.
Get it right.
I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, I can't find it. Anyway, on May 31st, there's going to be an event at the Wayne Regional Jetport, Executive Jetport, where pilots will be able to take youngsters from 8 to 17, age 8 to 17 up, and not cost them anything.
I love that.
I love that too. That's great. If you have someone who's interested in a youngster who's interested in aviation, they don't
Free
know
of
whether-
charge.
Absolutely free of charge. Doug Lancaster sent me a note, the note that I can't find right now, but it's at the Wayne Executive Jetport. That's a Saturday on the 31st of May.
Right around the corner. You
Or
thinking
is
you
it
got
the
something wrong?
22nd?
Dig through all those hundreds of papers, my friend. It's in there.
I think it's the 31st. Yes,
It's in there.
it's the 31st. It's in here somewhere.
Last Saturday in May.
Oh yeah,
Is it the last Saturday in May?
It's the
Okay.
last Saturday in May. That'll be the 31st. Okay.
That sounds good.
That does sound good. Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead.
Let's see. Oh, want to remind you all about next Thursday. We'll have the very first the Center Street Jam that actually is not, called off because of rain.
Right.
Yes. This one is the Blake Kearney Band, local young fellow and his band that'll be playing. We're excited about all our sponsors that we'll have. So Wayne is having some issues over here. But come on out and join us next Thursday, 6 to 9 o'clock. Family fun, parking lot of John Street.
May 31st.
You found it.
Wayne Executive Jetport. Parents or legal guardians must be on hand. Okay. Some 8-year-old just can't go out there and say, "Look,
I wanna
I'm
fly in
gonna
the
fly
airplane."
Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah.
So they can
All right.
say that. That don't mean they'll go up
Can't
in the
say
plane.
it. Anyway, in the meantime, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back Thursday, and we want you to join us right here, okay? Join us right here on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Also online, you can go to our YouTube channel, click on waynegov.com, and then go to the link to YouTube, and then click on that, and then it'll take you right to our channel. How do you get there on the city?
GoldsboroNC.gov. Click on YouTube link, take you right to the show.
There you go. So until tomorrow, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best, and this is what's happening in your community.